Yes. Welcome to Conversations with Esther. This evening, the 7th of February, 2024. This is our first session in 2024. We welcome you to this amazing session. Thank you for making time. As it is our culture, we'll begin with a word of prayer. So I'll ask Mr. Menza to pray for us.
Okay, thank you so much, Pastor Esther. Let's bow down our heads for a word of prayer. Everlasting Redeemer, we come before your presence with thanksgiving and honor to your holy name. We humble ourselves, appreciating, Lord, your mercies for the gift of life and the protection that you've given us this far. It is by your will and your mighty hand, O Lord, that we are here today. Even as we discuss, my Father, about mental health in relation to our physical health, Father, give us insight. Help us, my Father, to discuss, Lord, and even to not only discuss and gain knowledge, but even to put it, my Father, into practice what we shall have learned. We thank you for our presenters. We commit them before your able hands, Lord. Give them, my Father, God, what to share, my Father, and to us. And we believe it shall be beneficial, my Father, to all of us, my God. We thank you, our Father, and we honor you. We thank you even for the organizers, my Father, the Conversations with Esther institution. We want to thank you for them, even for availing this platform to discuss about mental and our physical health, my Father. Lord, we worship, we honor you. Even as we get into this session, be with us and guide us through. For it is in Jesus' name we do pray, trusting and believing. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. And thank you very much, Mr. Menza. Menza is joining us with a team from the National Police Service Commission. Thank you very much. You are our great partners. We also have Kevin Fit. Kevin is our fitness partner. We have Peter on call, Skylit Creations, who are our media partners. So today, you will allow me, for the sake of those that have not been with us before, so that I can take you through what Conversations with Esther is all about, and then we can go straight into our session. Just right here on the screen. This is what we call fireside chats. We are back. And I said we are back with a bang. Fireside chats is held every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Every Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. So make sure that your diaries are booked for that every Wednesday. Now, let me begin on a high note. We haven't met since we got the award. I want to say thank you for believing in me. Thank you for voting for me as the HR Trendsetter of the year 2023. We haven't been able to meet since then, but I take this opportunity to thank each one of you for giving me the vote. Now, some of you may ask, what is the award about? This award recognizes the game-changing HR leader who has demonstrated futuristic mindset by authoring future predictive HR trends, is pro-data analytics, and has evidence of guiding the body, that's the HR body, of HR or their organization in practical implementation, evidence-based decision-making. The award celebrates the HR leader who has already made a big impact on the organizations or spaces they work in on matters of technology adoption, has injected new trends in solving HR and organizational challenges. So thank you. We brought home the award, and I said this is not just my award, it is our award. Asante sana. Now, Conversations with Esther is an impact-driven professional platform that informs, educates, and rebuilds mindsets to ignite ethical, authentic leadership, best practice within industries while promoting healthy workplace relationships. Now, Conversations with Esther equips the employee with relevant workplace skills while supporting employers to develop, motivate, and retain talent. Now, it is one thing for an organization to attract talent. It's a different thing to maintain and retain the talent. So we come in and help organizations to not just attract, but to develop, to motivate, and ensure that you retain the talent. Now, guided by our 3 values, integrity, excellence, and impact, Conversations with Esther envisions a world transformed by candid conversations, respectable relationships, and intentional leadership. That is what we see and we envision. Now, 2024 is here with us. Our theme as Conversations with Esther for 2024 is prioritizing holistic wellness. Now, holistic wellness will touch on your physical wellness, mental wellness, intellectual wellness, financial, environmental, spiritual, and social wellness. So throughout 2024, we will take organizations through these wellness pillars so that we make sure that the employees and the employer all benefit. Now, this is our 7 pillars of wellness, and I want you to be very keen on how we're going through the pillars. Now, it has been proven that organizations that prioritize holistic wellness stand to benefit greatly, recording improved employee productivity, reduced healthcare costs, reduced presenteeism, reduced absenteeism. Those are 2 different things. And I know most people are very familiar with absenteeism because it comes in as a disciplinary measure. But when we talk about presenteeism, we are talking about an employee who is at work, but they are actually not at work. Their mind is not there. So it is actually a cost to the organization. Now, improved employee overall health, reduced stress and burnout, improved financial wellness, increased job satisfaction resulting to talent attraction and retention, decrease in employee turnover, happier employees, and much more. Now, if you look at the wheel on your left, January to February 8th, we have been doing physical wellness pillar. Now, with the physical wellness pillar, we have been covering 5 km kilometer walk per day. And I want to report in this conversation that most of the people in the challenge, we have a WhatsApp group, so you can join the WhatsApp group. We will send the link in the chat as we go on with this conversation, that most of the people I know on the call are doing more than the 5 km. Actually, 5 km is about 7,000 steps. We have people doing 25,000 steps. We have people doing 15, or more than 25,000 steps. Our target was 5,000 steps of 5 km, but it is amazing to see how much people can do. Now, February is our mental wellness pillar. Now, I want to make this clear that because we are building a habit, we are building a lifestyle of wellness. Now, January has been physical wellness. We are carrying forward the 5 km to February, meaning that in February, you will still do your 5 kilometer every day and still do what we will be taught today. We are going to set our targets for mental wellness. There are things, there are habits, and there are lifestyles that we need to adopt. So I hope you get that clear. When we go to March, we will be doing the 5 km. We'll be doing what we will be told to do, whether it is our sleeping patterns and everything, monitoring, and we will still go into the financial. We will discuss what habits we need to take up in that. So by the end of the 7 months, every single day you'll be covering every pillar. I hope that makes it clear. So put it in your diary that you need to catch up and you need to keep on track what we are doing. Now, that brings me to this. For those that are not aware, we are on YouTube as Conversations with Esther Katiba. I am on LinkedIn as Esther Katiba. We are on Instagram as Conversations with Esther. And you can also send us an email at info@conversationswithesther.org. Now we will share those links as we go on. Good. Today we have an exciting session, holistic wellness, relationship between physical and mental wellness. The experts are in the room. And I want to just read out something that we have put in here on the side. Great employee wellness programs equals a high return on investment. Great employee wellness programs equals a high return on investment. Now, investing in employee well-being has become increasingly important in today's fast-paced business world. As companies strive to stay ahead of the competition, it's essential to recognize that your employees are your most valuable asset. By nurturing their well-being, you can boost your business performance and create a workplace culture that fosters success. So today we have Victor Oso. Victor is an accredited counseling psychologist with the National Police Service Commission. And we also have Kevin Murori. Kevin Murori is the lead fitness consultant at Kevin Fit 254. So I will stop sharing my screen and go straight into introducing our guests. Allow me to give you a profile for Kevin. Kevin is a fitness consultant, team builder, and nutritionist. He says, I am disciplined to working out and helping individuals or groups in achieving their fitness goals. Currently at Cloisters Gym, freelancing at offices, homes, and gyms. That's Kevin for you. Let me get Victor. Victor has a rich profile. Now, Victor is an employee of National Police Service Commission as a counselor, accredited counselor supervisor by Counselors and Psychologists Association, consultant in the Challenge Initiative program by Johns Hopkins University, Nakuru County, consultant on optimizing pharmacy channels program by In Supply Health, Narok, Kericho, and Nakuru counties, consultant mental health specialist and counselor and trainer, ACK Church Cathedral of the Good Shepherd, Chrome Connection Consultancy, sleep therapist, and sexologist. Now, I told Victor, next week is Valentine's, so we will have the sexologist on call, and he will be our guest next week, so stay tuned. Kenya Pharmaceutical Association, Rift Valley Branch Secretary. Victor has Masters in Counseling Psychology from Kenyatta University, TOT, Trainer of Trainers, Kenya School of Government, Senior Management course, Kenya School of Government, and many others, if you allow me. And 12 years in pharmacy management, 8 years experience in mental health and counseling. So I have cut that short, but you're sure and you know now that we have the right people in the room. So I want to give the floor to Kevin. Kevin is taking us through nutrition and body types. Then we will call on board Victor. Karibu sana, Kevin, the floor is yours. You can unmute kindly.
Good. Hoping everyone is hearing me now.
Yes, we can hear you very well.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Esther. So my name is Kevin Munamuni. I go as Kevin Fit 254. And I will go direct to what I'm supposed to handle here with you guys. So I will highlight a few points on the 3 body types and also touch a few points on nutrition. So let me start from the basic information. I know all of us here, we've met with 3 people in our lives. And these 3 people, I'm just using these 3 people as an example. Let's say person X, that is our first person X. Somebody described him or her as a thin person. Then person 2, someone described them as a fat guy or a fat woman or a fat lady. And person 3, someone described them or him or her as having a physique that they might really work hard to get a physique like that. So in other words, I'm trying to give you some 3 body types that you have met with. So the first one I talked about, the thin person. Let me use my words. So the second, I used a fat guy. Then the third, I used a body that you will really want to have. So I will give a word for that thin person. For us in the fitness industry, we call them ectomorphs. Ectomorphs. So ectomorphs, this is a body that, according to their height, you can tell that maybe the body is carrying a muscle weight that is not proportional to that height. That is why somebody can say this guy or this person is thin. So we call them ectomorphs. And these ectomorphs, to our industry, we realize that some of them really struggle when they want to add some mass or to add some weight. You know why? Because you see, for them, maybe it's genetically you were just born with that body, and let's say it is inherited in your family, or this person is not. He has a bad appetite, or is not fond of eating. So this guy is some way or the other struggling to add some weight. So for me, I'll give a few advice to people who are ectomorphs. For you to, let's say, for example, you want to add some weight, and your job type is that one of moving up and down from morning to evening. So you're just supposed to know the number of calories you are burning at the end of the day, so that you can compensate them with what you are eating at the end of the day. For example, let's say this person is consuming 1,500 calories at the end of the day, and his or her job type is that one where you wake up in the morning, you go to the bus stop, you bottom it up there, you're just moving up and down during the day. So you realize, as much as this guy or this lady is eating whatever food, let's say at the end of the day, he comes back to have burnt more than 1,500 calories. So you see, at the end of the day, he's eating 1,500 calories, then burning 1,500 calories. So for you to add a single gram, you're supposed to be having at least accumulated more than what you're burning in terms of calories. Because for us, we measure 1 kilogram is equivalent to 7,700 calories. So for you to add a kilogram, you're supposed to have at least 7,700 calories. I am sure no one on this earth can consume any meal in a day or all the meals in a day to sum up to 7,700 calories. That one I'm very sure of. So for these ectomorph bodies, for them to gain, they are supposed to make sure at least by the end of the day, if they have burnt, let's say, 1,500 calories, they should go to sleep with more than 1,500 calories. Let's say, for example, 2,000 calories. So if the 1,500 calories are burnt when he or she is on or in their duties, they can have a plus of 500 calories. So if a day you are adding 500 calories, the next day 500 calories, let's say you do this for 10 days, those will be about 5,000 calories. Then you add another, let's say 5 days for you to get a target of 7,700 calories. That way you will have added an extra kilo. Now, let me talk about this second guy, this mesomorphs. So mesomorphs, I'll refer to the gems first. Mesomorphs. Mesomorphs is, for example, you can go to a gym or you can be on the way running. Then you meet a man or a guy running or just walking, and you are inspired by the physique of this guy. So in other way, I'm trying to say the mesomorph body type is that body type of an athlete where the muscle mass is proportional to the height. And this makes this mesomorph body type very easy to lose weight and at the same time to gain weight. Something interesting about mesomorphs body types, or those guys who are mesomorphic in nature, for them, they can add weight easily because for them, I am sure they know how to play around with the calories, with how they eat, and at the same time, how they burn them out. For them, you can realize they are not that much keen or that much attentive on what they're eating, but I am sure if you meet them working out, you can tell that these people really know what they're doing. Now, the third person, in our case, we will handle the endomorphs. Now, these endomorphs in brackets, sorry for using this term, the fat guy. So the endomorphs are those that their height is not proportional to their body mass. This brings us the idea of the body mass index, the BMI. So you can meet somebody who is, let's say, 3 feet tall, then with the mass that their body is carrying, it is not proportional. So somebody can describe this guy or this person as either fat. So something interesting about endomorphs is that they really struggle in a way to lose weight because number one, their metabolism is a bit low compared to mesomorphs. So endomorphs, for them to, for example, let me give you a good way where you can play around and lose some weight. So endomorphs, you can realize as much as they are having a difficult time when they want to lose some weight, and some of them might even get themselves in doing cardiovascular workouts. This is, for example, running, aerobics, Zumba, and etc. So you realize these workouts, this running alone, this aerobics alone, this Zumba alone, the moment you stop doing them, the moment you stop engaging your body in doing them, that is the moment you stop burning calories. And that is why we are finding it difficult for endomorphs to lose weight when they only focus with one workout. For example, I've just mentioned aerobics, running, or Zumba. So for them to at least lose a lot of calories, which will lead to them losing some weight, we always encourage them to combine their workout program so that they can do both cardio and strength training. So in my case, strength training is they train at the same time when they're using weights. The weights should not be too heavy. The weights should not be too light, but the weights should be just average. The ones that you can do at least 10 reps, then you take a break. So for them, if you combine cardio and weight training, you will realize that the result that will come out will be very, very encouraging. So something also important that I think I should share with you guys about the endomorphic body types. Because their metabolism is a bit low, so for them, they should not get into a workout plan or routine that is short term in nature, because for them they really need to work very hard for them to lose a single kilogram, and it will be more convincing and more easy and also encouraging if they take a program that is long term in nature. And by saying this, I mean they can go for a lifetime program, the one that if not just being in the gym, or if you can be doing your morning runs or evening runs, but still you combine your runs with some weight training. That's why I'm here, and we'll be there to help you guys handle this. So take note, by the end of my small discussion, I will really request you guys to ask any questions regarding to your body types, the ectomorphs, endomorphs, and mesomorphs. Those are the three main body types that we have them in the world. So don't struggle that much with so much with those terms, the ectomorphs, endomorphs, and mesomorphs, because they were introduced by a Dr. William Sheldon in the 1940s when he's doing his research. Anyway, let me not talk about that. Allow me to proceed to the next subtopic about nutrition. So I am sure everyone here is a bit informed about nutrition, and on my side, I will define nutrition as it's just about eating a healthy and a balanced diet. I'm sure a lot of us really struggle because we cannot be able to balance our meals, and this results to what I've just mentioned earlier, the ectomorphic, endomorphic, and mesomorphic body types. Because if you're not keen enough to know the type of food you're eating, I am sure at the end of the day you will end up either adding a lot of weight, or losing a lot of weight, or finding yourself in trouble, because you might be consuming something that is not really medically right, but something that might not be good for your body type. So, in my case, I know nutrition is a big title, and what I just need you to know about nutrition is you should be able to know the nutritional value of anything that enters into your mouth. Whether you're eating proteins, whether you're eating vitamins, whether you're eating carbs, whether you're eating sugars, whether you're eating fats, whether you're eating cholesterol, and etc. All the nutritional values that you might get from anything that you're eating. So if you are aware of these few points, the nutritional values, if you're aware of the things you are eating, I am sure you will be able to control your eating habits. You will be able to know what is the best protein meal type for you, what is the best vitamin meal type for you, and etc. So I will bring back the conversation to Esther Katiba for further advice, because I'm sure we have quite number of us with questions that I might really need to hear and answer them. So let me hand over back to Esther Katiba. Thank you. Thank you,
Kevin. I am one of those people that easily add weight, but struggle to lose. I think we will answer the questions later. I'll encourage the people to send their questions in the chat. Let me welcome Victor so that we do the Q&A at the end. Welcome, Victor. You will help us with the relationship between this physical fitness and our mental wellness. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Esther. It's a pleasure to join the team here to learn. And I'm very excited on even learning that myself I'm a mesomorph. And I look forward to even more engagements with Kevin so that I can learn how to tone up and look good. Because one thing that I appreciate, the body image has a very great influence on the mental health of every individual. As I start, I want to state that I work for the police. And as the police work for other people and for us Kenyans, my role as a counselor is to ensure that we take care of their mental wellness based on the kind and the stresses that they encounter in their work. And pertinent and following that, it is our also call as staff of the commission, and we continue to encourage the public because of the good work that majority of our police officers are doing. Let's be there to dignify them, to motivate them, and to encourage them in the work they do. Going to the topic of discussion that I was to share today, I appreciate that some of my colleagues are here, and most of us have had an encounter with mental health, mental wellness. And if I had to that opportunity to share with us, then probably we'd all give our own definition of what mental health and mental wellness is. But since it's a Wednesday evening, I'll really try to make the concepts as simple as possible. And my definition of mental health is the state, your state of mind. If it's Esther, if it's Kevin, if it's Grace Letoya, your state of mind is what we'd call mental health. And in talking about mental health, then we can divide it into two: mental wellness and mental illness. When we're talking about mental wellness, which is the objective of the 7-month project or program that we are learning, then we are saying your ability to function cognitively to your optimal. Maybe I have really packed so many words there, but I appreciate that there are so many of us who understand. But I'd still say you are operating to as close to 100 as possible when it comes to your mental wellness. Then we talk about mental illness and we ask ourselves, when you're talking about mental illness, what exactly are we saying? We are saying you are having challenges coping with the normal experiences of and the normal challenges that we encounter and go through on a daily basis. So when you're mentally well, you're able to cope with those challenges in a very positive way. When you are mentally ill, then you're having challenges. Then we'd ask ourselves, some of these mental illnesses that we might be going through, or some of the challenges that we go through that will predispose us to being mentally ill, are things like what? That is a question that I'd want us to think about. Then my focus will go to something like stress. I know a lot of us now are going through a lot of financial pressure, and that financial pressure is causing a lot of stress on our lives. Appreciating that other taxes are coming on the way. Even the thought and the perception of where are these taxes going to come from, and yet for those in business, you're still having a very challenging moment. Those that have a pay slip, it's really tough. So that consistent stress is going to have an impact on your mental wellness. So instead of being mentally well, then you'd find yourself that you're mentally ill. But if you're able to cope with that challenge, in that you introduce probably a side hustle that is able to cushion you against that financial pressure, then what happens? Then you are able now to move back from being mentally ill, then you can move towards being mentally well. So we cannot conclude by just looking at a person that this person is mentally ill. When you are unwell, then you go to a counselor, or you go to the hospital, tests are run, psychometric tests to be clear. Then they are able to tell you where you are. Then you are either mild, moderate, or severe. Allow me to just pause there, then I come back to mental wellness. It is very important that we focus a lot of our energy and attention in our mental wellness. And the importance of this is, team, I want to bring your attention to a triangle. If you can, you may draw a triangle where you're seated. If you cannot get something to draw, please allow me to invite you to just conceptualize that triangle. The triangle has 3 corners. The first corner, I'd want you to put letter T. If you're there, then the next corner, I'd want you to put B. Then the other corner, I'd want you to put E/F. This is the triad of mental wellness. If you develop positive thoughts, the first T represents thoughts. So if you develop positive thoughts, and we will learn how to develop positive thoughts, then it will influence your emotions and feelings. We talked about E/F, emotions and feelings. If you have positive emotions and positive feelings, then your behavior is going to be positive. It is important, since it's an adult class, maybe we introduce an example so that you are able now to understand this concept even better. You are expecting some money somewhere. For some people, it's end month. For some people, maybe, I'm told M-Pesa usually pays around this time. Maybe you have an M-Pesa business. You are anticipating that you are going to be paid maybe tomorrow, the 8th of February. What will happen? You become very expectant, and your thoughts are focused on, when that money comes, what will I do with this money? So the emotions that are going to be generated, since you're expecting additional resources, you're going to generate 2 or 3 neurotransmitters or hormones. The first hormone might be endorphins. There is serotonin. And some people might even, when they're talking about Valentine, and we'll give an example of Valentine, oxytocin or vasopressin. Those are very positive hormones, good hormones, hormones that excite our bodies. When the body is excited, then you get that money. A friend asks you to go for lunch. There is very high probability that you'd be willing to take them out for lunch. So your thoughts, based on the expectation that you're going to get money, has affected your emotions, and your emotions have had a positive impact in your behavior. Maybe we can give a contrary example. You lose a loved one, and that loved one probably was very dependent in the family. Then your cognition is, what are we going to do next? You start seeing your future is bleak, and you're going to have a lot of challenges. Then when it comes to emotions, then you'll find you'll produce cortisol hormone, which is a stress hormone. You're going to be stressed. And in some other cases, that stress is going you to behave in such a way that you will withdraw. When you withdraw, now you affect your social setting. And this is something that I'd really want us, since we all have gone through losses, or we have people that have gone through losses. It is very important, when you see a friend is really withdrawing, that you make time and do a follow-up and connect with them, because connecting with people is a healthy way of building our mental wellness. So having talked about the triad, so we can make a link. Maybe a quick one, there is Valentine coming, and you know your person usually takes you on holiday. So that thought excites those positive hormones I was talking about, oxytocin, vasopressin. You become happy, you become excited. When it comes to behavior, if it's the lady, you will make sure that your guy is well taken care of. I had some, or I saw some memes which were indicative that around this time, the ladies don't want to do anything wrong, because they know if they spoil it, then they won't get that chance to go and enjoy Valentine. So I hope we can now appreciate how the triad and mental wellness can be dictated, or it can dictate our emotions, and also it can have a positive or a negative impact on our behavior. So then I'd want us to challenge ourselves and ask, now, if mental wellness is very critical to the way we feel, and the way we behave, then what can we do to improve our mental wellness? Because that is where we are. This year, according to this program, the objective is being better people by doing physical, emotional, social wellness, and the other 7 pillars of wellness. So number one, I'd invite us to, maybe we can go first to the benefits of mental wellness. When you're mentally well, cognitively, the mind is able to think, reason critically. You are able to make very innovative decisions. You're able to emotionally express very positive emotions because you have positive thoughts, which now result to positive emotions. When you have positive emotions, you are able now to connect socially to other people and build healthy interpersonal relationships. And this can be with fellow colleagues, or it can also be with other, maybe your spouse. You are always now at peace and you're jovial when you go home. Another benefit when it comes to work performance, since you can reason and think well, then you perform well at work. Because when it comes to problem solving and decision making, you are very innovative. So you can be able now to do that very well. Most importantly, when it comes to healthy relationships with the people that love you, then you are able to really gel well with them and support them. And this means socially you're going to be okay. Then you're even financially, you can make very rational and positive decisions. Though we also need to be very cautious when you are too happy or your emotions are too high that you don't make irrational financial decisions. So there's so many other benefits that come with being mentally well. And maybe you can think of one. Maybe we can take a second to just think. Think of any positive mental, the advantages of being mentally healthy. Maybe you have thought about one. Then we want to look and ask ourselves, what can I do as Victor to have or to develop good mental wellness? Or how can I develop my mental wellness? I'd want to give us an assignment. And this is very healthy because it's going to challenge us and help us to be very pragmatic in taking decisions that are going to help to grow our mental wellness. Number one, at the end of 7 days, at the end of each week, I want us to look at perceived stress questionnaire. I'd want us to fill the perceived stress questionnaire. Maybe we can start with it when you're starting. We will be guided by Esther. When you're starting, we can look at the perceived stress questionnaire. It is a 30-item questionnaire that has 4 parameters within which you can answer. Then when we fill it, you just add the total scores in all the questions. Then you will get to know how stressed you are. That is now a pretest that we'll begin with. So I want us also to generate something we called a mental wellness matrix. And in this matrix, remember we talked about the triangle? Yes, I want us to have thoughts. I want us to have feelings. And I want us to have behavior on the left side. So it's a matrix like this. Now, on the top, we have days of the week. So we'll have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then going down, we have thoughts, we have feelings, and we have behavior. So we want to assess how we are going to be very deliberate in ensuring that we positively nurture our thoughts, our feelings, and our emotions. When it comes to thoughts, I'd want to challenge you to think about an activity that can challenge your thoughts. I will share 2. One, get a book that is very motivating, that you can read either a chapter a day, or if not a chapter, you can read a section a day. For those of us who are Christians, you can even choose the Bible. You can decide the month you are going through, you're going to be reading the Bible as your motivational or your thought developer in reference to this challenge that you're having. Then for those that love chess, any game that challenges the mind, then you can decide that is what you're going to be doing. So along that part that you have thoughts, then you can put that exercise that you're committing to do. By the way, it should be something that you love so that you are consistent. Then every day when you do it, just tick or check. At the end of the week, we are going to be able to assess our success rate. So when it comes to emotion, one way that I usually help my clients, I tell them to look at the people who are around you, identify one positive thing about them, approach them, and tell them. We are killing two birds with one stone. In appreciating people, we make them feel good about themselves. And we also feel good that we have made someone feel good about themselves. But you can look at other ways, what makes you happy, then you can decide. Then you do the same thing like the thoughts, just check. Then we go to behavior. Behavior, this is an area that Kevin has really touched. For those that are doing the 5 kilometers walk, congratulations. For those that are not doing it, then identify a positive behavior. You may decide that for you, you don't want to walk, but you want to swim. You can challenge yourself and do that. You can decide for some of us that you want to fast. Fasting is a behavior. And I don't know, maybe Kevin can maybe answer on intermittent fasting and if it really helps. Any behavior that you choose that is constructive, then you can be able to note it down, then you check. At the end of it, you will score. Maybe from Monday to Friday, in all of them, you'll manage to achieve 4 out of 7. We will have that. Maybe it is a 3, maybe it's a 7. Once you have identified that, go to your perceived stress questionnaire. Fill the perceived stress questionnaire and see. Then I usually expect that if you do these activities and you're very consistent, then when it comes to stress levels, automatically they tend to go down. And when you engage Kevin more, he might even mention to you in doing physical activities and in doing actions, then those positive hormones that are produced help reduce the cortisol hormone, then now you are able to even be better. I know time is running out. Allow me to just touch briefly on the relationship between mental health and physical health. As you heard, I have been practicing, or I was practicing pharmacy for 12 years before I decided to shift to doing mental health completely. And a number of times I've had clients come to the hospital and they're feeling that they are very unwell. They go to the doctor decides, let us run tests. The doctor runs malaria, negative. He runs typhoid, negative. HB, iko sawa. Then the doctor tells you, now, the way I'm looking at you, it seems you're just okay. So when you end up at pharmacy, they give you Panadol, maybe paracetamol. Probably you're just having a headache. When you check that and go and rest, you'll be feeling better. Then you come to the pharmacy. The patients used to come to the pharmacy and they really complain how our doctors are not professional, how our doctors have not really helped them, and how they are very bitter and angry and they want to go to a different hospital. I don't know, among those of us who are here, I can see we are 34 of us. I don't know if you ever found yourself being there. You went to the hospital, tests were run, and it turned out that you are not well. You are well, but for you feel you're not well. If you're there and you consulted, could it be stress that was making you now develop those physical manifestations? What am I trying to say? Mental health, in most cases, manifest as physical presentations. I know you heard that I am a sexologist. I have a lot of interest in sexual deviance. And I've also been really trying to understand what happened to Scarlett and Rita and the minds of the perpetrators. So I have really done a lot of reading in respect to sexuality and the like. So maybe I just touch on ED, especially among men, and I challenge ourselves. Is there a relationship between our mental wellness and ED? Probably, Esther, I'd want to invite our guests to probably join us when we'll be having that discussion, and then they learn. Things like now I come back to hypertension. Hypertension, high stress levels, that is cortisol levels, causes blood constriction. Blood constriction causes increase in blood pressure, chronic increase in blood pressure causes hypertension. We talk about insomnia. You heard I also do a lot of sleep therapy for clients. And for me, I go the non-pharmacotherapeutic way, non-medicine way, because I understand some of the reasons why we don't have sleep. And I know majority of us, or a good number of us, usually struggle with sleep. So what am I trying to say? If you're struggling with sleep, instead of rushing so fast and you start medication, would you care and think of going to a psychologist? They do an assessment, they identify the actual issue that is preventing you, then you work through developing that. What am I trying to say? If you have high levels of stress, then it alters with your circadian rhythm, which is your sleep-wake cycle, and then you're not able to sleep because your brain is always active. This topic is so wide, and in the interest of time, allow me to just take a pause. I love answering questions because we are also adults. It's good that now we address specific concerns that probably you could be having. But I thank Esther because now she's giving us a platform to learn more and engage more in reference to matters mental health. And it is going to be a pleasure engaging even deeper in some of these conversations. So thank you, Esther, and I'd want to return it to you. Asante.
Wow, thank you, Victor. Now, I'm thinking about generating a mental wellness matrix. January, we've been on 5 km. Now, we are not leaving the 5 km. We are just picking another habit. So I will request that you, because you're in the group, the fitness group, you will walk with us in the month of Feb and help us with the mental wellness matrix so that each of us can monitor the 5 km, because I know Kevin is still in the group. Kevin has pushed us, and now we are even overtaking him in the steps. So I am leaving this to you, that you will make sure that the matrix is done every day, as Kevin also ensures that the 5 km are still done every day. But I'll ask you to speak to sleep patterns and resting and ADA. Just speak to those briefly.
Thank you, Esther. And ADA is something that I love, and as you read more psychology, you tend to appreciate that we are now moving from even ADA to SUD. And for me, I usually say, when you get a client who's having challenges with alcohol or any substance and they're into addiction, my assumption is the ADA you're talking about is alcohol, drug and other substances, I am assuming. So since I am assuming that way, when you find someone who's in addiction, then there are two possible ways that they have, or paths that they have followed, and it has led them there. One path is they started it because of peer influence. They were excited, they were young, they wanted to fit in. Then they start, now their tolerance level goes high. Over and above their tolerance level goes high, they get into dependency, and from dependency, you get to compulsive use. When you get to compulsive use, you cannot do without, so it is a disease. Another pathway that they could have followed is they're having a challenge, they don't know who to talk to, and that now stresses them, elevates cortisol levels, and also adrenaline levels. So they use substances, and specifically based on your question, alcohol, as to numb the emotional pain and emptiness they are feeling, and even as a coping mechanism, because substance use increases production of dopamine. And for those of us who've been in the medical profession, you know, dopamine is a feel-good hormone, and a hormone that makes us enjoy life and feel like we want to connect and we are feeling good. We forget some of our pain, especially emotional pain. So since they take it to cope, then their tolerance level still also goes up. When it goes up, then they find themselves in dependency, physical or psychological. After that, they now find themselves in addiction. So when you meet a client, and I know my colleagues, when they meet a client with ADA, then one thing that is usually very important is you first assess the client, you know where they are, then you identify their level of readiness for change. It might be pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, maintenance, action, maintenance, lapse, and relapse. That is a discussion that we'll go into maybe another time. But when these clients are in action, it is very important as friends, as colleagues, and as family members to be their accountability partners. What do I mean? We work with them. Like now, the way Esther is challenging me to work with us in developing and ensuring the matrix is done, we are supposed to help them gradually to recover. But one thing that I'd want us to be very keen on, because probably some of our relatives are battling ADA, let's be very keen in taking our people to professional counselors so that, and make sure that they identify the underlying issue. Because unless the underlying issue is not dealt with, then we wouldn't be really helping. We will be managing the symptoms, but the actual issue, we are not dealing with it. That is why when people come from rehab, they tend also to lapse. Then we become too critical of them after lapsing, then they completely relapse. How do we manage them? We manage them with love, affection, care, and being their accountability partners. Quickly, I go to the sleep patterns. There are two sleep patterns that we have been discussed, Sana. There is the rapid eye movement sleep and the non-rapid eye movement sleep. When you are in the rapid eye movement sleep, we'd say you are semi-conscious. You could hear, maybe you're sleeping, but you could hear whatever is happening in your environment. So when you wake up, because you're not completely resting, then you'd find yourself, you feel a bit tired, you don't want to wake up. And I'd say sometimes when I am anxious, when I have maybe an exam, or I need to travel early in the morning, maybe 4 or 5 for an assignment, I tend to sleep there, where you are semi-conscious. Sijui unasikiza alarm, you don't want the alarm to ring, and then you get late, or things like those, or an exam you've not read well. I go to non-rapid eye movement sleep. This is deep sleep, where you might not even remember the dream that you had. So for you, you just sleep, and the only thing, at alarm inazalia, and you don't even remember, you don't even hear the alarm. This is very good because it allows you to really sleep well and feel rested. In the morning, you can wake up and do your activities very well. I'm challenging us, by the way, as I had forgotten the importance of sleep in mental wellness. And I'd want to challenge us. Maybe one of the behaviors in our matrix should be to sleep at least for between minimum 6 to as many hours as possible. Usually it's said 8, hours, but I know sometimes the challenges of the country we are in, and the roles that you perform as parents, as students, as bosses, and so many other roles, you might not get ample time. But with the 16 hours to 18 hours that you have, let's maximize on them so that we get between 6 to 8 hours for us to really sleep well. You know, if you are conscious that you have like 4 hours or 3 hours to sleep, then you won't have a good night's sleep. The body won't goes from being a subconscious to now resting well. This is another long story. I can see Esther is back. Asante, back to you, Esther.
Thank you, Victor. Wow. Someone is saying the matrix. Can we draw that so we actualize? Yes. Carol, are you in the wellness group? I have sent the link there for the WhatsApp group. We will actually it will be sent there by Victor, and we will keep monitoring that every day for the entire month until and the next 7 months until it becomes a habit. So, yes. Thank you, Flo. Is Kevin back? Kevin, in a minute, we should finish in the next 5 minutes. Is Kevin back? I know he had an issue. Is he back?
Yes, I'm here.
Now, just one question. Some of us are the ones that eat, add weight, and the weight doesn't go. And then we stress it. So help us in 1 minute.
Wow. So I think one of the most important thing people need to know is as they age up. For example, somebody who is at 35 years and above, you will realize that the metabolism level go down as you age up, because I cannot compare, for example, you and someone who is at early 20s, because for them their metabolism is a bit higher. So for you in person who is struggling to lose weight, so I said earlier, and I want you to come up with a program where if you are starting this journey, like you want to do something basing on targeting your weight, let's say you want to lose maybe 10 kgs, for you to be there comfortably without stressing yourself that much, you have to come up with something that you are going to sustain it, something that is sustainable. For example, let me assume your metabolism level is a bit low. So for you to make sure your metabolism level goes higher, so that any movement, any 5 kilometers, any 6 or 10 kilometers you're doing a day is coming up to your advantage. Like you're burning more calories because your metabolism is a bit higher. So for you to increase or improve your metabolism level, you have to make sure that at least you do more of either strength or weight training combined with the walking. Because if you do that, your body will be able to burn as faster compared to, you see, you can be at 40 and you can be at, let's say, 21, and at 12. So my metabolism level is a bit higher compared to yours. So you see, if for me, I can walk for 10 kilometers and you run for 20 kilometers, you will still realize that I can burn more calories than yours because my metabolism level is a bit higher compared to yours. So the issue of struggling with the diet, a lot of people are finding themselves in trouble because they want to lose some weight in a very short period of time. So this makes them unable to keep up with that program. After the 3 months, they said earlier that they wanted to lose, let's say, 10 kilos or 5 kgs. They realized that they are not meeting their goals. So you see, for them, they will stop because at first somebody can go into fasting or the intermittent fasting, which works to some people. But for this person who wants to make this goal achievable without them stressing or struggling that much, they need to come up with either a meal plan that, for example, in the morning, you do just a portion of a balanced diet. You can skip lunch, you replace lunch with some smoothies or water or greens or salad. Then in the evening, you can do liver or fish or even water, depending with your job type. Now, I don't want to focus much on these meal plans and stuff because you've given me just 1 minute.
Now, Kevin, what
yes.
I will do, please share your
Yes.
number. I know there are people here who will not discuss their body types and their their issues like me. I am so free, I can speak about it. But share your number. I know some people may want to contact you so that you can help them with their meal plans and diets and everything. I think that is a better way. Share your number in the chat. Mr. Menza, kindly share, or anyone from National Police, share the toll-free line for mental wellness support. Is Peter on the call? Or someone is asking, can outdoor adventure and connecting with friends improve our mental wellness in cases where engaging in physical exercise is tricky for some of us? I'll say something, Christine, as they answer that, yeah? When it comes to our 5 km, we are not asking you to run. We are asking you to walk, and we are not telling you to set aside 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour in the evening. We're just saying monitor your walking as you do your housework, if you're in sales, as you walk around, if you're in the office, as you walk around the office. It's the normal walking. It's nothing outside your usual work or activities. We count that as 5 kms, even if you're running after your child in the house, even if you're in sales or you're just in the office. So there's no pressure about the 5 km walk. You get your 5,000 steps as you continue with your normal activities. But someone can answer that as we close now. Maybe.
Thank you.
That's
Maybe
Victor. Yes.
Yes, I can go for that. And I have also seen something on eating, binge eating. In psychology, we call them comfort foods, foods that we eat, and mostly they're usually junks, because we're feeling depressed, we have low moods, the kind of neurotransmitters and hormones that we are producing, the likes of cortisol and adrenaline that really bring our moods down. So those comfort foods make us feel good because of the high sugar level that they have. So on that, then I will ask you to see also a therapist, because your coping mechanism is in reference to food. When we go to Christine, I want us to mention quickly that we have different temperaments. Others call them personality. For extroverts, they love connecting with people. And for introverts, they love connecting with nature. That activity that you do that makes you to feel good, that is something that is very positive and can help improve your mental wellness. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Allow me to thank you, our partners, National Police Service Commission, Kevin Fit 254, and Skylit Creations. Now, next week is Valentine's. Now, Valentine, we speak to your love life, and we'll definitely have Victor on call talking to us about understanding the psychology of sex. Amazing. That will be fire, Victor. So, karibu sana, and thank you, everyone. Thank you, Bwana Menza. I know he's on call. He can say hello for a minute. I don't know whether he's still there. And then we close. Is he still on call? I know he was on transit somewhere. Good. I don't know. I'm not sure. But thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. God bless you. Enjoy your weekend. And remember that we are going to adopt the mental wellness matrix for February. So stay in the group and remember to follow us on social media. Thank you. God bless you and have a good night. Bye-bye. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Kevin. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Sorry, I'm logging in late, but thank you so much,
Yes.
Madam Esther, and the entire team that managed to get in today. Thank you so much, and God bless you so much. Been
Thank
nice
you.
interaction.
Thank you.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
We look
keep
forward for
interacting.
more interactive sessions like this.
Yes.
Thank
Asante
you.
sana. God bless you and have a good night, everybody.
You too, Pastor.